Alright, hello to all my guys, gals, and non-binary pals out there across the electrical ocean. This is Jazzman, and we are back with another game. This one going to be between Catstrofe, playing full faction Sundered Lands, and Alakhami, playing full faction Underdepths. Looking to be an imp deck, or maybe you're just running Trickster because Trickster's good. I mean, Trickster's pretty good. You got Deception, and then Trickster popping out 2 illusions from within his plump little body there. No doubt contesting that font against the Angel of War, which Catstrofe has. And this is looking going to be probably a doozy of a game. We've got like Catstrofe and Alakhami are both really good players, so I'm interested to see how their strategies shape up to be. Got a slum market actually to contest that mid font, because unfortunately Catstrofe does not have the Nora to deploy anything else this turn. Since he did spend 80 Nora on his first deploy. So he'll leave that slum market to contest, granting the Angel Strike in the process, and taking his font. And Grimlick doing a Deception as well, so we've got a bunch of illusions in play. And Alakhami's most likely going to take advantage of that and rush one of them, or at least one of them, towards Catstrofe's top font. Or that's what I would be saying. Of course, if Snogby the Ant Bear didn't come in and play his little didgeridoo, dealing 5 global damage and distracting everyone. Snogby's Greeting, probably one of the strongest abilities in the game, to be sure. Does global damage and distracts globally for 2 turns. And kills all of those illusions, of course, instantly. So Snogby can be pretty good here into Grimlick. Grimlick can just, firebomb and get around Absorb, but Grimlick, once that Snogby gets into like melee range, now that Deception is down, Grimlick will most indubitably be feeling the pain. So he's going to do some damage to the slum market with that hit of Grimlick's, and take it out this turn. So the Imp Trickster currently not able to re-stealth. And it seems like, okay, so we got Voth's Monstrosity. So this deck is definitely not Imps. He's running the Monstrosity. He's got Stun. I've actually not seen Monstrosity in quite some time. He's got Stun, Blood Rage, and then his signature Bind Spells ability. So anytime Monstrosity kills a champion, enemy spells will cost a little bit more Nora, sort of like reverse counsel spells. Or I guess reverse favor in this case. So Defiling Aura, and of course Arrow Eater, the Vothsair, I don't want to call it a racial ability, but it basically is, let's be real. Arrow Eater is the Vothsair racial. So Blood Rage and then Stun. So he's got quite a bit of CC here. He's got Hex, then Deception to get in the way, and then Mischief. So we'll see what Catstrofe does against this. I feel like putting that Angel in the font is not a good idea. Then again, putting the Snogby in the font is also not such a good idea, because he's going to get firebombed and then attacked by Grimlick. I mean, both of these players, being as good as they are, I mean, you've got to expect one rounding is going to happen, right? So you can't really rely on defensive abilities as much as you can when you're a new player, or like not new player, but a less experienced player. So we've got Angel of War with max AP. Let's see. There's really no place for her to go except in the font, right? But anything that Catstrofe puts in there will be double tapped and most likely killed by that Grimlick. It's also got the Hex potentially from Imp Trickster to contribute damage wise. But I guess I definitely say Snogby is probably the safer choice here. Keeping that Angel back, it's only 1 turn away from intensifying, so Catstrofe does not want to lose that. Wisely positioning around the double firebomb potential of Grimlick. And let's see what else. Interestingly, this Vothsair, I know it's an undead, but it's a little weird that he doesn't have any weapons in his hands to speak of. He's just sort of like a grappler, throwing hands and wrestling people to the ground. Whereas all the other Vothsairs have like axes and swords and stuff. But I guess the pains of undeath have made him lose access to those. So we'll see a President Vindrax coming in here. So presidential, I want to say presidential Grimlick, presidential Vindrax And so both players kind of flexing their wallets here. Monstrosity, Grimlick, the PS4. I think that's the PS4 limited Grimlick, and then Vindrax, Presidential Vindrax, and then of course Angel of War is also the limited edition version. Same with Snogby. So a lot of very, very expensive, very money-intensive runes in play here. And then there's Ash Maiden, just sort of chilling with her blue rare border. And Ash Maiden. Now Ash Maiden actually got some changes as well in the Underdepths patch. And I would say she's definitely worth a look now in fire decks. I definitely wouldn't call what Alakhami's playing a fire deck, but she has some nice CC on her. Flame Prison, very useful against 2x2s. Due to a bug that has yet to be fixed. Wink. And we've got Trail Firewall on her as well, so any knockback stuff like Scepter of Onus maybe, that you can knock back through the firewall, or just leave on the ground as a hindrance for your opponent. And she's fast, 7 speed for 70 aura, not too bad. We'll see how she does here. There's a Temple Guard, another limited edition Temple Guard. So we're probably going to bodyguard that Snogby right away, yep. So no more damage onto that Snogby, is all going to be redirected to Temple Guard. And that will definitely save him a couple turns. Now, Snogby, of course, can't move, otherwise he'll exit the range of Bodyguard. I guess he could move up for like maybe a hit on Grimlock and then move back, but I don't think he had the AP for that. So now that the Angel, though, is intensified, she's going to be very, very helpful when this Arrow Eater Voth there comes into play here. Definitely playing around the stun, though. Don't want to play into your opponent's crowd control. And I guess Alakhami could maybe price a victory. Nah, that wouldn't work. You could do a Purifier. I think Purifier would dispel the Bodyguard. I don't know if now. I'm pretty sure he'd have to target the Temple Guard actually, rather than the Snogby, because the damage from Purifier would get redirected. But I don't know if the effect would. So there's the Trickster going stealthed again, and then immediately hexing that Vindrax, keeping that acid bomb damage at a minimum, and then following it up with a Mischief. Now this might get a little annoying if this game goes on long. This isn't just an observer bug, by the way. This is happening in game as well. So we'll see the stealthed effect of the Trickster maintain like on this spot. So basically, this spot is now completely inaccessible to Catastrophe until he de-stealths the Trickster for good. And that's sort of one of the reasons I don't like running Trickster myself, because for some reason this bug happens so often with Imp Trickster that it's I don't know. It feels cheesy to have to run it and know that it's really bugged out like that. But I've heard that you can restart the client to get rid of that, and your champions can walk on that space again. But it just seems like a pain in the ass to have to play around it all the time. But we'll see if maybe Catastrophe will have to do that at some point. The Dragon God Staff comes down for the cleanse. Is he going to go in for a kill, maybe? I mean, Grimlick is going to take one hit, at least from Snogby. Can't quite make it for an attack with the Angel, but maybe a Dragonic Benediction for some AP generation. And so by the way, another annoying bug. Battlemaster actually not applying to Vindrax for whatever reason. I guess he's gonna have to move out and back into the range if he wants those buffs. And he's gonna move up for an acid bomb. I don't know if was that really worth it to to waste a Dragon God Staff just for cleansing the Hex. Especially when you're facing down a much more threatening CC ability in stun. I mean, I guess now the Vindrax has purified, so I mean that kind of spoils the bodyguard on Snogby if Snogby's not going to stay in the font. But it looks like Snogby is going to stay in the font, so it's all fine. Temple Guard. Oh, you're one space out. You gotta. There you go. So he's going to get a hit here on Monstrosity. Grimlick has yet to use his Firebomb, and he can get a nice juicy 3-man Firebomb here. It's a shame. No, a 4-man Firebomb actually. No, wait, he can't. Yeah, he can't quite get all 4 of them in there. That's still. I mean, if he runs Borgas, like if Alakhami runs Borgas, that could be a really juicy AOE there. Of course, Angel of War going to get the buffs from Melee Specialist, leaving Voth's Monstrosity on 8 health, soon to be 6 from the DOT. Of course, Alakhami totally going to get maximum usage out of that. He might even kill that Snogby somehow. We will see. Oh yeah, the aura from Snogby. Okay, never mind. So he's gonna get nothing out of that actually. Yeah, the monstrosity goes down without a hitch, not having done a single thing in its short life. What a shame. So Alakhami could get that globe, I guess, with the illusion, which immediately dies to the deafening aura. And Alakhami doesn't seem to be in a bad position here. He's gonna get the dispel from purging flames. Oh, never mind. Wait. He took set ablaze. Okay, yeah. So never mind. I don't know what I was thinking. So I was thinking he might try and fire attack the Snogby, but thinking that it would, it would dispel the bodyguard. But no, he just sets ablaze the angel, keeping it locked down for a turn. And there comes down the bugged flame prison on Vindrax, dealing a total of 20 damage. Because I don't know, for some reason the game thinks like all 4 squares are occupied by the same champion, which I mean technically they are, but it does damage, like it does 5 damage per square that the unit occupies, rather than just a flat 5 that it should. And another fun one is Terrify on 2x2s, if anyone's ever seen that. It basically just relocates them like 10 spaces away, because each square counts once for the 1 space of movement. And since the 2x2 occupies 4 squares, that's like 4 times the number of squares that it moves. But seems like Catastrophe's champions are not doing too well. Snogby on half HP, even being bodyguarded. And then Vindrax already down to 24 after 1 ability, basically. So Catastrophe will have to get at least 1 kill here if he wants to stay in this game. Trickster does not have Split upgraded. So maybe we can see that. Wait. He runs 2 Dragon God Staff. Really? That is very interesting deck building choice. I would not expect anyone to be running double Dragon God Staff ever. So I can't really blame Alakhami for that one. But it seems like Angel is going to be cleansed. I mean, Dragon God Staff is like an auto include just for the cleanse, but would you really want to run like dedicate 2 deck slots to 2 Dragon God Staves just for a cleanse option? I don't really think CC is that prevalent in the meta that you'd want to run 2. Usually 1 is enough. Like you wouldn't run 2 Soul Reavers for the same reason. But anyway, Angel of War going to get cleansed. Going to take down that Stoker. I guess he could do an Acid Bomb on Vindrax. No, he's going to kill the illusion. He could still, do an Acid Bomb on the Vindrax. Hitting the Stoker as well as Grimlick for a bit of damage. Dropping that Dragon God Staff in the font. So just another thing Alakhami... Oh no, it's not in the font, but it is in the way. So another thing Alakhami will have to deal with. And it doesn't seem like he's going to go for the Acid Bomb. So Angel of War will have to finish off that Stoker herself, unless maybe the Snogby aura will come in for that last little bit of damage. And nope, he's going to kill it with... No, okay, never mind. He was going for the attack, but he actually hit the Ash Maiden. So Snogby should move up 1, right? If he wants the aura kill. I'm not missing something, right? That Stoker needs to be aura killed. Unless there's maybe a Hive going to come down, potentially? Nope. And, oh yeah, the Dragon God Staff. Wait. That's Huh. The end of your turns. For some reason, I thought Dragon God Staff was at the start of your turns, like the Dispel effect. I never realized. I've never seen like anyone actually drop a Dragon God Staff for the kill like that. But I mean, you could have done both. Like you could have auraed with the Snogby, but yeah. So Dragon God Staff actually triggering at the end of your turns rather than the start. So that dealing a little bit of extra damage necessary to get that Stoker kill. Grimlick, of course, pooping out the Firebomb onto the Angel as well as the bodyguarding Temple Guard. And I think, there was no way to get the Firebomb onto both. I was thinking like maybe if you were to Firebomb the Snogby and the Temple Guard would have taken double damage from that Firebomb, but no, they're too far away. But yeah, Catastrophe's champions, not looking too healthy. That Angel is on 19 HP, and I wouldn't be surprised if a Pounce followed by any kind of spell would finish it off. Maybe like a Mind Slicer Boomerang, a Maddening Echoes, potentially. And he's actually taken stun on the Thunderclops as well. Ooh, there's a planar dissonance, sapping all of Thunderclops' AP. It does still take, eat the pounce though, the Angel. So maybe like a, yeah, it would have to be like a superiority or something, because all these dots will be cleansed on Angel's turn. There is the Maddening Echoes, but unfortunately Echoes only does 12 damage. Angel of War, Temple Guard, and Thunderclops. He didn't hit. He needed to hit his own Ash Maiden for the additional damage there, because he only got 3 champions in the AoE. So Angel of War going to be cleansed, but the problem here is that it will still die to the Dragon God Staff burn start of its turn. The Dragon God Staff actually does 2 damage at the start of each of your turns to the champion it's equipped on. So Angel will die to that. Leaves the globe for Temple Guard to collect potentially, but Alakhami in a pretty good position here. He's got Grimlick still chilling, and I think that's probably his main advantage right now is the ranged threat of Grimlick. And then Catastrophe just sort of has like, you know, a half-dead Vindrax and a half-dead Snogby and a Temple Guard that can't really do much. And of course he still has the Trickster to contend with. So Temple Guard, I guess, collecting the globe and trying to retreat, but runs into the Temple Guard. Or maybe he was trying to... Yeah, he was already engaged at that point. So I guess he was trying to drop a relic on that space, but found the Imp instead. So Vindrax retreating, trying to let its regeneration keep it in the game here. And I guess... Oh, is it you can use a spell to finish both? I was thinking, like, why is he attacking both at once? But there is a Hive. Yeah, so he was trying to drop the Hive on this space, but the Trickster was right there. So the Hive alone, though, won't be enough. But of course, Snogby's Sonic Aura will let Catastrophe get both these kills. So that was a pretty good turn. Sort of swung the advantage back in Catastrophe's favor now that 2 of these champions are dead. And then, of course, Temple Guard's bodyguard is now down, so if Alakhami can maybe, like, price a victory, could potentially get a kill on both these guys. One hit into the Temple Guard with Grimlick, and then move in for a hit from range with that Grimlick onto Snogby. And then Trickster gets the kill here, and then, yeah. Or no, yeah, he wouldn't need to. He'd just have to move into melee. Yeah, I think a price of victory would be pretty good. And then a Fire Blast. Okay, yeah, Fire Blast isn't too bad either. Does do some damage to the Hive as well. And then Trickster, he'd have to finish that red Temple Guard off. But, of course, the Snogby does take priority here. Man, that's a lot of Nora Globes that that Alakhami can collect if he gets the kill there. So he does get the kill, finishes it with Trickster just so that he can get the globes. Get the Snogby Globe, it's worth more. Should probably get the Snogby Globe, right? And then, of course, the Hive does still contest the font. No, he doesn't actually get the Snogby Globe. Interesting. I guess he doesn't want to stay close to Vindrax? I mean, Vindrax could still Acid Bomb him if he wants. But yeah, the Snogby Globe was worth a little more, so I probably would have just grabbed the Snogby Globe. And there's a Demon Lich. So Set Ablaze, Magic Attack, Deflect Fire. Demon Lich is really good now. Comes in with a nice set of stats. 1 to 3 range is always very helpful. And it's another sepia-toned Demon Lich as well, so a little bit of a wallet flex here from Alakhami. But yeah, so he's got the Deflect, and then he's got more Set Ablaze. There's a lot of CC in this deck from Alakhami. He's got a couple Set Ablaze champs, he's got stuns, he's got Hex. Just a lot of lockdown, a lot of annoying stuff to deal with. You wouldn't really expect an Underdepths deck to do any more than, you know, just beat face at melee range, but see, this just goes to show that a lot of Underdepths players are playing, a lot of less experienced Underdepths players, I would say, are a little bit narrow-minded when they're deck building, because they basically just only run, you know, the strong melee champs and like 1 or 2 support champs. They play Underdepths in a very linear fashion, where there's only one strategy, and it's to run at the opponent, do as much damage as they can. And although Underdepths has historically had that identity, you know, built up for it, there's a lot more you can do with the faction than just run at people and beat their faces in. with strong melee units. The faction has evolved, basically, beyond the need for that kind of strategy. And Alakhami, just like this deck of Alakhamis, just goes to show that much. So the Imp Trickster gathers the globe after killing the Hive, and it goes for the sacrifice as well, so not even letting it die to the dots. Alakhami goes for the sacrifice on it, getting a bunch of Nora back. So we should have the Nora for pretty much anything, I would say. You could even deploy a greater pit spawn if he wanted. Although that wouldn't really fit with the theme of his deck, but it would be funny to see him deploy one. So Pox Harbinger here for Catastrophe, coming in with initiative. I would say it's not a bad deploy. You can match range with range, but would Pox Harbinger? Would I really run Pox Harbinger in my decks, like in my meta decks, if I had one? Probably not. Nah, I don't really see myself using it. I mean, it's good if, you know, a bland 6 range unit is what you want. I mean, initiative is always helpful. But, I mean, I can just think of like Draxar Archers or Draxar Rocketeers or Skizik Cannoneers or, you know, Skizik Bolters that I'd run over just, you know, a Harbinger. That those champions just seem to do a little more on the board than, you know, the Harbinger. But Harbinger is nice when you want fast reinforcements that can hit from range sometimes. I still have nightmares of Bok Raiders, like playing against Bok Raiders that just rush out of Underdepth spawns with max AP and flame strike everything. All of my poor units. And then they can still sort of do that, but they used to be a lot better at it. And then Nephrite Messengers as well, coming in with reinforcement and initiative, driving like 3 units, instantly getting them enough AP to kill. But I guess it's fine that Underdepths, again, like it's fine that Underdepths has plays like that. Gives them a little bit more depth to their strategic arsenal than just, you know, rush forward. But man, there's a lot of limited edition runes in this game. A Draxar Sandstalker with the Sepia Tone version coming in here, and don't know. You'd really only see this thing in sand decks, right? And Catastrophe hasn't deployed any other sand synergy. So I guess maybe he's using it. Maybe he's running like Dune's Manticore as a support and keeps the Sandstalker in there for that. But when he's not on sand, Sandstalker doesn't do a whole lot, I've found. He loses the Sand Striker bonus, he loses his stealth advantage, and he's just kind of like a worse Serpentor paradigm. Or maybe like a Serpentor Ardent would be a better comparison, but if I were going to run a sand unit, I'd run like Sandstalker Lord over him. But there's an Imp Alchemist. Wow, Alakhami doesn't actually have the Santa Alchemist, the Imp Alchemist with the Santa hat. Man, you're slacking on your expensive deploys here. Where's the limited edition version? But he's gonna Deception with his Grimlick. Where's the real one? Wait, the illusions get the I guess. That doesn't actually work, does it? There's no way. Yeah, the illusions will die after they consume the action potion, even if that did work. I was thinking like, oh, you could give your illusions 4 more AP with that little trick. He granted the action potion to Grimlick before the Deception, and the illusions came in with the drink action potion, but of course that doesn't work. So he's gonna, oh, and speaking of Messenger, there's the Messenger deploy right there, driving Grimlick, allowing him to get the double tap. So keep in mind, Grimlick was like all the way over here before Alakhami's turn started, and he moved all the way up here and still had the AP to double tap. And Alakhami actually takes the game off of that play after killing the Vindrax. So well played to both, and we'll see everyone in the next one.